money supersized. G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine. Get dough, champagne, Merlot. Cash and tango in the VIP. Now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the top.
All eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who busy? Man, you better come get your girls out. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, wherever you may be around the world. The reason I have it in that order because it is evening for me, and some of you in some parts of the world it is afternoon, and definitely others have just about morning by now. But I want to welcome you to the ME Show. My name is Ali Madawi, and I am the founder and CEO of Madawi Enterprise, where we help struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. And today we're going to dig a little bit deeper into all things digital marketing. If you were on yesterday, we talked about the 5 deadliest mistakes that digital marketers make. Today, I'm going to focus on one piece that we talked about, and that is the consumer journey. See, if you master these 5 phases, you'll never run out of leads. You will always have a full pipeline. You will definitely have clientele that is not only being acquired by you and or your team, but definitely retention at a highest level. And I'm going to share this based on what I have done. I've been able to help just a little over 60,000 people over the last 14 going on 15 years. I got a little something in my glasses, and I got to take care of it. It is bothering me. Now, if you are here for the very first time, let me know. If you're watching live, let me know. If you're watching the replay, yes, you too, let me know. Definitely, if you're an entrepreneur, drop in the comment what kind of space or industry are you in, because I want to show you some love. All right, let's get after it. So there are 5 phases that you have to be aware of, and 100% apply everything that you do around the idea of the customer journey. It is the heartbeat of all things digital marketing. So the 5 phases are awareness, consideration, purchase, adoption, and advocacy. Awareness, consideration, purchase, adoption, and advocacy. So I'm going to walk you through each and every one and what it may look like in terms of the examples of what does that really look like. So what is awareness? See, awareness is just creating content that is telling your audience about you, about the culture, about the history or the story, right? It's storytelling about your brand. I think and I believe it is imperative for you to master the art of telling the story, because it is the story that sells. It is not just the value of the product. If someone is evaluating the value of the product, they already fell in love with the story of the company or the product. If you ever watch Shark Tank, for example, the very first thing that they focus on is 100% focus on the story, right? They tell you how the product or the idea or the company came about. They tell you the story of the people behind the company, right? Or behind the product, behind the formulations, and so on and so forth. So by default, they are creating brand awareness. You find many products, many brands right now. Sometimes they are just talking about the story of the company. They don't show you any products at all. Apple does a fantastic job with that. Nike or Adidas, they do an amazing job with that. So building brand awareness or product awareness is so important for you to know. Now, what are the things not to do when you are in the awareness phase? Don't sell, don't give a call to action. Just give the love, right? Piece of content that says, did you know that such and such industry creates such and such amount of millionaires? Or did you know that we were able to help 5 people in 1 hour create a game plan to generate leads? Did you know? Like, it's just letting the world know, awareness, right? Making them aware of the story of your company. When you do that, it 100% is going to pique the interest, because as human beings, we are emotional communicators. We fall in love with emotion. You ever watch a movie movie and a scene that really had not much being told, but just the demeanor, the act of the actor, right? The tear that they were shedding, the face that they were making, it made you feel a certain way. It made you even tear a little, right? Or a laughter or whatever it may be. We are emotional human beings. We communicate with emotion a lot more than we communicate with language. Language is just the what's the word that I'm looking for? Is just the vessel of the communication, right? It is the emotion that moves us, that allows us to have the action. Emotion, by the way, means energy in motion. So it is the emotion that moves you and I. Now, once you master awareness, and you will know just based on the engagement that you are creating within your audience, just based on the reactions, the responses, the hearts, the likes, the comments, the DMs, and so on and so forth. That's when you go to consideration. Consideration meaning I am considering you, I, the prospect, I am considering you as a business potential for me, or as a product potential for me, or something that I'm considering to do, invest time, money, energy, or resources into. So consideration is where you start showcasing a little bit more information about the product, the service, the business model itself, instead of just the storytelling of the communication about the company or the product or the service or the model itself. So consideration is where you get a little bit more focus on, you really want us, right? Like, you fell in love with our story. Now you want to know why you need to have our stuff in your home, in your business, in your kitchen, or whatever the case may be. So consideration is the second phase. Now, what are some of the things that you should never do in the consideration phase? Again, being aggressive with a sell, right? Consideration is just saying, hey, try us. Here's a freebie. Here's a sample, right? Anything that gives me the ability to just taste something for free appetizers, right? If you go to Costco or BJ's or any of those large wholesale supermarkets, what do? They have little tables where they're giving you like, oh, try the chips and the salsa, try this, try that. That's consideration. Hey, would you consider just trying us out, right? So consideration gives someone the ability to try you out, and that's an actual good thing. You are making the individual experience what you offer instead of just being aware about it. So consideration is phase 2. Again, 2 separate campaigns. Do not mix one versus the other. Drip campaigns and email campaigns are fantastic when it comes to consideration. Just make sure that you are so focused and give yourself time. You gotta be patient. A lot of us are not patient when it comes to marketing and selling. We just want to jump real quick to the selling part, and we realize sooner or later, man, I messed up. I went too fast, right? So consideration is definitely the second phase, and it's got to be on its own. The third phase is the ask for the sale or the purchase phase, right? That's when you actually, have a call to action on the back end, right? If somebody tried it and, like you may even give them like a survey, tell us how you like it. And if anyone, you can program this on SurveyMonkey along with Kajabi or along with any funnels, ClickFunnels, definitely hire somebody, or you can talk to us. We may connect you with somebody who can do it for you. So having the back end offer, it's, man, I really love this ice cream. And somebody goes like, you can buy it right now for $3. Right? Like immediately from consideration, you can move the person to purchase, but just don't make the mistake and go from awareness to purchase, because 99% of the time, you and I do it all the time. We can scroll, or we are in stories and we see something that just piques our interest enough. And we click on learn more, and then the price comes up, and then we're like, skip out. That's because they did not give us the consideration phase. They went right from awareness to purchase. Now, there are companies that are extremely established, and they can do that because they already have established a certain amount of credibility. My brother works for Tiffany's, a company that's been around supposedly for 170 years. So we were talking yesterday about creating something from scratch, and the amount of work that goes into it versus a well-established company that already has credibility. A company like Tiffany, they can go from awareness to purchase because they pay the price for over a century plus, right? When it comes to you and I, we have to build that awareness build the consideration, and then we can earn the right to ask for the actual sale. Now, once the sale happens, this is when you start going to adoption. So you adopt the individual in the appropriate phase. The adoption phase is where you can take somebody into a subscription model or a retainer model, or you can give them an upsell, or you can give them an incentive, buy one, get one free, or get a discount if you add another piece, or refer 3 and get your next order for free, or whatever it may be. That's when you start now. Best way I can explain it to you is that, a lot of people saying there's cold market and then there's warm market, right? Well, there's the golden market. The golden market itself is the people who are already doing business with you. Many of us, unfortunately, tend to ignore the people that we are doing business with because we take it for granted. Oh, they're already in. I don't have to talk to them anymore. Wrong. They are already in. More of a reason that I should focus on them a little bit more than just cold market or warm market or a new prospect, because that person has already told me, I believe in you. Here is my money and I want to stick around with you. So you want to make sure you do right all the time and adopt that belief system into value after value after value and back it up, not just smoke and mirrors. Okay. So that's the adoption phase. The last piece is the advocacy phase. That's when you can actually have a couple of advocates, brands, affiliates, joint ventures, people who believe in you so much. And usually they come from the adoption phase. People who believe in your product so much that you can have an agreement with them and you can say, hey, by the way, since you love this product, or since you are in love with this service, or since you are, our number one customer or number one fan, or whatever the case may be, how would you like to have a joint venture with me? How would you like to be an ambassador for our product? How would you like to be, so on and so forth? And that's when they start now spreading the word for you in exchange for credits, in exchange for discounts, or in exchange just straight up for commissions. Network marketing models are infamous with that. Unfortunately, many network marketing companies, they lead with the advocacy, but they skip on everything from the top to bottom. Hence the reason why 95% of the people either don't make legitimate money or successful money, or they barely make enough just to pay their monthly subscription. So make sure that you respect these 5 phases, because that is the heartbeat of the journey of your client and or prospect. And if you were to respect that and you were to do it consistently each and every single day, what ends up happening, you are building a pipeline of individuals that may be at different phases, but because your pipeline is so full, you by default start tracking the individual right where you want them to be, and you start seeing consistency of your growth from one phase to another, from one phase to another, from one phase to another. If any of this helped you out, do me a solid. Let me know in the comment which one of these phases you feel like you need to work on the most. Is it the awareness phase, the consideration, the purchase, the adoption, or the advocacy phase? By doing so, you're going to have the opportunity to have a self-evaluation of what you are and or not doing within your business. And one last piece before I give you my ninja bonus, because I know you love those ninja bonuses. Just keep in mind that next Wednesday, we are going to be launching our application. We are going to be launching our I Am Academy, or Influencer Attraction Media Academy. I'm finalizing everything with a few coaches and few partners that are going to be giving value to the marketplace. And we're doing a freebie webinar next Wednesday in 7 days, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If any of this, what I'm telling you right now, piqued any of your interest, this is the consideration phase, right? Make sure that you hit me up on a DM. Hey, Ali, hook me up with the link for next Wednesday's webinar, and I'll definitely make sure that you have access. I have so much value that I'm going to be giving in 1 hour, if not a little bit more. That's actually in 6 days, not 7 days, Wednesday. And I just cannot wait for you to get the valuable information that I have prepared. And the hope, the goal is to be working with a handful of people starting next week, that we're going to be doing it every single Wednesday night, where we just give on value after value after value. We're going to grow a community internally within the Madawi Enterprise environment or atmosphere, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm really excited, really honored to have the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. If this made sense for you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tag somebody who needed to hear this information. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you each and every day. And until tomorrow, I love you. Have a blessed day, everybody.